y'all, and welcome to today's video. I am very excited because we are going to be playing with the new Mega palette from BH Cosmetics and Doja Cat. I'm so excited. Listen, I really love BH Cosmetics eyeshadows. I feel like sometimes their palettes are amazing, like 11 out of 10. And then I try some palettes that I think are just really good. So I want to test this palette. I want to do some looks. I was super excited to have such a big palette from them. So many colors and neutrals, and I think the inside of this palette is beautiful. You have a large mirror, and this palette was $36, and it's 36 shades. So I feel like $36 for 36 shades, $1 a piece, that's really good. We are gonna test it out. We are gonna try it. And if you are new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just wanna have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, testing new palettes. We are here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today because I upload lots of new content every single week. So if you want to have fun with some makeup, this is the place to be. But I can't wait to try out this palette. So let's jump into it. So like I said earlier, 36 shades for $36, and I used a code. BH always has like sign up for their email, get 10% off. I think Trend Mood has a code. I'm pretty sure I used the code Dupe That. So yeah, definitely always use a code when you're at BH. But the inside of this palette looks so nice. We have colors, we have neutrals, we have mattes and shimmers. I'm very excited about this. There is a mirror in this palette, which BH doesn't always put mirrors in their palette, so I thought this was really nice. We have a bunch of aquas, we have some purples, we have some pinky tones, and again, lots of neutrals with these two greens down here. So I'm going to show you a close-up of the palette. I'm also going to show you swatches. Right now, I can only find this palette on the BH site. I'm not sure if it's coming to other places. Hopefully, it will come to Ulta and Beauty Bay. I can definitely keep you updated if it does, but I'm ready. I just want to play around. I want to test it out. I want to create some looks. I am excited. Give a thumbs up if you're excited too, because I just can't wait to see how this performs. I love the packaging. I feel like I've said that before, but it's like flower petals zoomed in with like this metallic cover. Doja Cat. Listen, this was a huge collection. She had blushes, brushes, highlighters, lip products, but I had to control myself. I really wanted to get the whole thing, but I was like, let me start with the palette and see what I think. Okay, my eyes are primed and ready. I always use an eyeshadow primer no matter what palette I'm working with. Since we're going to do several looks, I'm going to mix up my eye primers to make sure that the palette works with all different types of eye primers. So I will list the ones that I'm using down below. But first, I want to go in right here with this shade called Moss. This looks really pretty. And I'm going to just put this all in my crease. I didn't say it earlier, but if you're new here, I never set my eye primer. I just put my eye primer on my bare lid and then I go straight in with my shadow on top. That's just my favorite way to apply shadows. And this shade is very pigmented right out the gate. Okay, next up I'm going to dip right down here into the shade Wild. I'm going to pick this up on my melt brush. And this is going to go in the outer corner right out here. This is just a deeper version of the shade Moss. So it's going to create a little bit of a transition kind of from light to just fading out a little bit to dark. I'm just keeping the shade right out here. And then I'm also going to blend it a little bit under the outer part of my lower lash line Not too far in, but just right here. Okay, I'm gonna take a brush like this. This one's from Nabla, and I want to go into this shade here called Lush. I'm gonna pick this up, and I am gonna spray my brush. I really like to spray my brush when I'm using shimmers or metallics or anything like that. It just helps me minimize fallout, and I feel like it just always makes shadows look great. But of course, the swatches that I showed y'all earlier were on bare unprimed skin, and I didn't wet my finger, anything like that. Okay, I have that shade how I want it. I didn't take it all the way out here. So for out here, I want to go in with a bit of a deeper shimmer. I want to go in to Transform. I think this shade looks really pretty. And again, I am going to spray my brush just because that is my favorite. And we're going to take this shade and I'm going to put it right out here. I'm going to mesh it in with that lighter color. I'm just going to kind of flick the two shades together so that we have a nice transition going on. Okay, for under the lower lash line, I'm going to go into the shade Venus, this beautiful dark blue. I just want to keep this look kind of monochromatic. And I'm just going to pop that all under the lower lash line. Okay, to keep the whole blue vibe going, we're going to go into the shade Empower right here. And I want to use this as my inner corner shade. Oh, that's so pretty. I feel like these metallics, like, can you see how much shine there is? That's really pretty. I'm going to wrap that around, and I'm actually going to go in with black eyeliner and some lashes. We're going to do lashes, and I will be right back. Alright, y'all, this is my finished look. I used some Ardell Wispies. I think that's all they're called, just Ardell Wispy lashes and black eyeliner. I am feeling this blue look. I had a good time working with all the shadows for this look. I really, really like this. I can't wait to wear this look today. But let me tell you what else I have on my face, just in case you're curious. I am wearing my Sigma Cinderella liquid lipstick. I thought a matte lip would be good. You know, we went so bold and impactful on the eyes. We'll just do a nude matte. For blush, I have on ColourPop Tinkerbell Darling. And then just for like a nose highlight, I have on my ColourPop Tinkerbell Happy Thoughts highlighter. So that's the finished look. I would love to know what you think of this one. I can't say it enough. I'm really into it. I like the light to dark. I loved the impact of these shimmers, but of course I would love to know what you think, and we will jump into the next look. Okay, for this look, I have my eyes primed again, and we are going to do something a little softer than we did with that intense blue look. So I'm grabbing the palette. I'm going to go right in here to the shade Cosmo, this kind of cool toned lavender, and I'm picking this up on a What's Up Beauty brush, and I'm going to make sure I have no creases in my eye primer, and I'm just going for it. I'm patting the color on and then blending. Okay, so I want that color all over the lid. I'm just really kind of fluffing it everywhere. I'm not worried about taking it down to the lash line and not worried about taking it up to the brow bone. I'm just making sure it's kind of everywhere in between. Okay, when I swatched this shade Jasmine right here, it didn't look as intensely shimmery as, say, like this shade Lush and some of the other ones. It was more of like a metallic type shadow, like not all that impactful shimmer. Yeah, it's just a little more metallic, you can see. I'm putting it out here on the outer part. I'm putting it right here on the inner part. And not really worried about this space in here. We're going to do more like a spotlight halo type eye, but a little bit messy. I just love messy makeup. So yeah, I'm kind of using this shade like I would a matte, even though there's definitely a sheen. I mean, it's not a matte, it's a metallic, but we're going for it. I want this look to be fun and messy. Then I'm gonna grab this shade right here called Flora, this pink. We're doing purple pink vibes today, and I'm gonna spray my brush, of course. And this shade is going right here in the center of the lid and up. Next, I'm going to take my Sigma pencil brush and go into the shade Orchid right here, that bright, bright shade. I'm going to tap off my brush so I don't get fallout everywhere. And this is going to go underneath my lower lash line. Just dragging it out and around like this. I'm grabbing my ColourPop liner in the shade Joyride, and I'm going to put that on my lower waterline just to help bring out the intensity of these shades. I thought it would be kind of dull just to do a black, so we're going to do that. And then I need to highlight my inner corner, so let's see. What shade do we want to do inner corner? Let's do a matte inner corner shade. Let's do this white down here in the shade Feline. So let me grab a small little brush. I'm going to do this matte. Yeah, doesn't that look so nice? Just very simple. It lets the focus be on the pinks and purples and the spotlight shade. And then I'm just going to put on black mascara. I'm going to skip liner to my upper lash line, and I'm gonna skip false lashes, just do a little mascara, and I'll be back. Alright y'all, here is the finished look. Something colorful but still super easy. It did not take me long at all to get this look. Everything applied well, blended well. I'm happy with it. I feel like it looks really fun, but I'm wearing my ColourPop Glossy Lip Stain in the shade Tinkerbell. And then on my cheeks, I have Melt Buzzkill. This is my blush and highlighter today. But I would love to know what you think about this look. Sometimes it's fun to play with color in a way that's easy and light and nothing too intense. And that's what I feel about this look. But of course, I would love to know what you think of it. For this look, we are going to go with something neutral but still dramatic. I want to see what the neutral shades can do in this palette. So I'm going to grab this BK Beauty 201 brush. I'm going to go into the palette and we're going to start off with the shade Dream. It's so big, I have to make sure it's in frame where y'all can see it. But buffing this all in my crease and above. Not being very precise, just blending out and up. Okay, next I'm going to go in right here to this shade Mystery, this deep brown over here. And I'm going to keep this in the outer portion of my eye. And blending that down to the lower lash line and out. This is really a good neutral brown color. It's not pulling super warm or cool. It's just right there in the middle, which I think is really nice. Next, I'm going to go in with this E40 from Sigma, and I want to go in tapping into the shade Divine and Hunt. I kind of want a mix of those two shades. I'm going to tap off the excess. And I'm just going to run this lightly over top up here. I'm not bringing it down low, and I'm holding my brush really far back so that it's just a tiny bit of pressure and not too much. Like I just want to very lightly graze my skin with these shadows to help with that nice seamless blend. Okay, ever since I swatched this palette, I've been wanting to use the shade Fauna right here. It looks so beautiful and so intense. So I'm gonna pick that up on my 203 brush from BK Beauty. I'm just putting the shade all over the lid. It looks so pretty, like so intense, but also effortless. That's a really nice shadow. Okay, I'm gonna take this BH Studio Pro 17 and go into this black shade called Starlight. I'm gonna make sure I have my brush nice and coated. This is a matte with a little bit of a sparkle to it. And I want to use this just to deepen up, just right out here, just a little bit more. Just doing light little circular blending motions. Then with the same shade, Starlight, I'm picking it up on a very tiny brush, and I'm going to keep this very close to my lower lash line. And since this is a more dense brush, it's smaller and I'm being more precise, it's going to look more intense. But it also really blended out well when I was going in blending it in the outer corner. Next, I want to go in with this shade right up here called Bamboo on a bit of a rounded brush. This one's still pretty dense, and I'm going to use that to blend right under my lower lash line. Now for the inner corner, I'm reaching into this shade right here called Dynasty, and I'm going to pop that right there. Such a beautiful shade. I'm going to go in with some black eyeliner and mascara and lashes, and then I will be back and we'll see how this neutral but dramatic look is coming together. So far, I'm really into it. I am back, and I have to tell you, I feel amazing in this eye look. I know it is neutral, but I love it. I feel like we have light, we have dark, we have the tones. I am so feeling this look. I love it. I went in with Noir Fairy Light Lashes from House of Lashes. This is probably like my 4th time wearing them, and I really, really like them. I'm wearing my Cinderella Lip Duo from Sigma. And then for blush, I'm wearing NARS Orgasm X Cheek Palette. That's my blush and my highlight. I kind of used all 3 shades, but I would love to know what you think. I mean, when I look at this palette, my eye kind of immediately goes to the colorful side of it, so I wanted to play and see if like I can get a neutral drama bronzy eye look, and I feel like I got it. I like this look. Dusty needs to come home. I need a FaceTime. He needs to see me like this because I am feeling myself with my darker hair, with my eyes. Okay. Y'all get it. I really like this eye look, but of course I would love to know what you think about it. Alright, for today's look, I really want to do a two-toned crease. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this BK 206 brush, and I want to go into this beautiful burnt orange color called Mystic. It looks so beautiful, and this is going to be my first color. I'm going to put this in my crease, but not out here. So we're gonna have 2 different colors in the crease, and I'm just putting that right in here. Okay, I'm gonna take this What's Up Beauty R102, and for this part of the crease right out here, we're gonna dip into the shade Lily. I really want this to be a super fall inspired look today. So we're sticking with these kind of deeper tones, and I'm packing that right out here and then lightly blending. These 2 colors I think look so beautiful next to one another. Okay, once I have that shade blended, I'm going to go in and make sure both of these colors blend nicely together. So I'm going to grab this big Morphe brush. I'm going to dip that right here into this shade Rome. It's a very soft color. Can you see this one right here? very light. I'm going to tap off the brush because I just want a little product. I'm going to hold the brush down low and I'm going to go right on top where those colors kind of meet the skin, just to make sure there's a nice blend back and forth. After that, I'm going to go in with this very dense brush from BK Beauty, and I want to go into the shade Strength. I think this is going to fit in really well with these two colors, and it's going to keep it very fall. Okay, I'm going to grab a pointed brush, and I want to go in right here to the shade Fern. It's right above the color that we used on the lower lash line, Strength. So this is like the metallic green, and I just want a little bit of a metallic pop on the lower lash line. I'm not bringing this all the way under. I'm going to keep it right here. It's just going to add a little extra pop on the lower lash line, but it's not going to be too overwhelming with taking it all the way under, because I still want the matte green to be all the way there, but I just kind of want this right in here. I want this just to give a little extra oomph to the lower lash line. Okay, so what I'm going to do on the lid is kind of mirror what I did in the crease. I'm going to go in with Sunflower. That's going to go all over my lid under this shade right here, Mystic. And then I'm going to go in with this shade Galaxy underneath the shade Lily. So these two are going to be my lid shades. I have a What's Up Beauty brush right here. I'm going to dip that into Sunflower first, and I am going to spray my brush, of course. Sometimes I get asked what I spray my brush with. It's usually just whatever makeup mist I used on my face. So right now I have the Glow Recipe in front of me. Sometimes I use Mehron mixing liquid that I've put in a spray bottle. It's just, it doesn't matter. Anything really will work. Okay, I'm putting Galaxy right out here. Now whenever I mix shimmers on the lid, where they meet, I like to just kind of flick them together. I may have already said that so many times in this video, but if not, that's just what I'm doing. I'm just flicking them so that there's a nice transition and blend. Now for my lower waterline, I have the shade Dragon from LA Girl. I'm going to put that here because I really want this to be a fun, noticeable pop of green. And I'm going to put on a little bit of black eyeliner along my top lash line, and I'm going to put on some of my Urban Decay Lash Freak mascara, and I will be right back. Alright y'all, here is my last and finished look. I feel like I'm looking so fall. I feel like I just look like a Thanksgiving day. Like, I'm loving these colors. I did take a little bit of the shade Blossom, this shade right here, and I've highlighted my inner corner because once I got everything done, I realized I forgot to add that. I am wearing my Sigma Cinderella Lip Duo. I keep reaching for this. I keep wearing this. And then for blush, I'm wearing my NARS Basic Instincts 2 Cheek Quad. And I'm using this orangey blush because why not go for all the fall vibes? Okay, let me kind of give you my final thoughts on this, but first I kind of wanted to show you side by side from the only other large BH palette that I have, I think, and that is last year's Naughty palette. This was available for a long time, so I know those of y'all who wanted it got your hands on it because it was the Christmas palette from last year, and it was available for a really long time, and it was even on sale. But with this palette, you can see it is literally just a tiny bit smaller than the Doja Cat. I mean, a smidge smaller, but it is thicker. Like, it's thicker. These are almost the same size, actually. It's just like a hair wider, but the Naughty palette is, like I said, it's definitely thicker. Now, I do have to say, I did kind of swatch some of these shades. They're not similar. This palette is $36, 36 shades. This shade had 30 shades and it was $29 full price, I'm pretty sure. But this palette did have square pans and it had 2 pressed glitters, which I know was a huge turnoff for a lot of people, whereas this palette has no pressed glitters. But this is a really, really good BH quality shadows. I think this is a very nice palette, but the quality is better. This is the amazing, amazing BH quality. This, I'm not saying this is a great palette. This is a great palette. This is really good. I really like the formulas, but I won't say that every shade in here is that amazing, amazing quality. I just feel like these shadows in quality, they're a bit better, just a bit better. If I'm judging them side by side, I'm saying BH did a bit better with this, but this is still really good, and there are some amazing shadows in here, specifically like this shade right here. There are some of these shimmers that are just so sparkly and pigmented and beautiful, but on the whole, I don't think that every shade in here is that amazing formula. I think it's the really good formula. I really hope that makes sense, and I really hope it's helpful. I didn't see any shades in here that I thought were bad. Every shade that I used I think is really great. I really like all the looks I created. If you bought this, I really think that you're going to be happy with your purchase. I think you're going to like it a lot, a lot, a lot. But if you were wondering if it is that amazing, if it compares to the Naughty palette, it still doesn't for me. But it is really good. I don't want you to think I'm not saying it's not really good, because it is really good. I have a whole BH playlist, so make sure you check it out if you're interested. Overall, I am extremely, extremely happy with my purchase of this palette. I like this a lot. I feel like I'm going to reach for it to test it out some more, create some more looks. I like the color selection. I like that you can create neutral and colorful looks. And I do have this linked down below if you choose to shop through my link. Thank you so much. It honestly helps me and my channel out so much. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I would love to know which of these looks was your favorite. But thank you again for watching. Honestly, I can't say thank y'all enough. You being here really means the world to me. And I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.